concentrating on what we call the important things when you don't have a big budget, which will lead on to a lot of other elements we will discuss.
Sure. So, first of all, I wanted to just mention that we all know that the most expensive content marketing type is video. So, I wanted to talk about a bit about video budgeting because a lot of companies actually trying to avoid creating video because of the budget when they don't have it. But let me say that the video production has changed totally in 15 years. And before, when there wasn't digital world created, it was very expensive to create any kind of videos. But nowadays, it's become so easy, and even the production companies have been divided into two parts: those who are creating mostly like TV commercials, and those who are concentrated on digital video production, like Burnwe. So, and what the difference is that creating commercial videos is maybe 10 times more pricey than creating digital videos. And from the timing point of view too, because you can create like 10 to 15 second digital video in 1-2 weeks only, and with a better price, and use it. That's why I just wanted to suggest all new startup companies to think about having digital videos, and to know, even because you can have it even with a small budget. And especially if you are not concentrated on seniors who are sitting all the time in front of the TV, better you can do only digital videos for yourself. And for those who are actually don't have any money, they have just started and don't have any money, I have small tips for that, for yourself. So you can create videos even using two important things: it's your smartphone and your creativity. So you can even not go to the production company, create everything by yourself. And for those people, I would suggest just starting with stories, creating stories for yourself, going live, just joining a network. As you said, like we were talking about networking events, you can have like live networking events with your audience, have like QA sessions, invite people for the interview, which is really, really good. And it's not pricey, it's really free of charge. You can just use your device, your smartphone, and it would be enough. I would also suggest to having some themed vlogs, to create your themed vlogs and just post on LinkedIn. It's also free of charge. You can do with your smartphone, and if you see the results, you can later buy your equipment. But for the beginning, that would be even enough. And this is also another way of video creation. You don't need only like promo videos. And when I'm talking about concentrating on what's more important is you need to understand, actually, first of all, before creating any kind of video or any kind of content, you need to understand actually what you are aiming for, what's your goal. And when you know, for example, you see that your customers don't understand your product or something, you can create the material which will help you for that goal, specific goal. That means you will not do everything, but concentrate only one thing, which will give you the results and with less budget.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, because people don't realize that everybody has a mobile phone right now, and it's a camera, and it only costs 20-30 pound from Amazon to get yourself like a mobile stand, to kind of put it at different heights, different angles, which has like a little backlight on, etc. So the investment into like tools to kind of recreate and find a clean space with a clean background to do a recording is fine. Many people are not going to be too bothered about aesthetics around you as much, because everybody knows we're all working from home. I mean, if anyone's watching the vlog version of this, I'm in my bedroom. I have nowhere else to go, unfortunately. So you can see that behind it, but it's still about being there, being visual, and kind of sharing your elements. And I think that video isn't an expensive tool, as you just said, Anush, to kind of get out to consumers, because you have your mobile phone devices, you can record yourself, you can create stories on LinkedIn, on your Facebook, on your Instagram, you can use relevant hashtags around services you offer to try and reach out to people, and that's how you're going to build your presence as well online.
Yeah, and I think the world of video and social media come hand in hand. You know, we can't have this conversation without social media, and I'm keen to go into that. But I also just wondered, Anush, do you give tips to people who are frightened about getting in front of the camera, and what would you say? Because, you know, that's potentially a big part of it. As a small business owner, yeah, this is all well and good, you telling me I need video and to post it all over social media, but I'm petrified. As soon as I hold the camera up, I can't talk. You know, what tips would you give for someone who just doesn't want to get in front of the camera?
That's actually a really great question. I would say even that even myself, when I was doing my first vlog, it was so difficult. I knew all the tips, but it was so difficult because everything is difficult for the first time. So one of the really good tips I would say is do it all the time. First of all, before just starting your vlogs or anything, just start shooting yourself with your smartphone all the time when you're doing something like preparing a food or doing your work. You can shoot yourself so you can start like feeling yourself really normal in front of the camera. So you can just like turn on your camera and do everything you are doing daily basis. This is just the first step to feel yourself safe in front of the camera. And the other thing is, of course, the first even 100 vlogs will not be good. So be sure for that. And every time when you're going to watch your next video, you will see a lot of changes you want to see for the previous one. So it's really okay. Just think that everybody is going this way, and it's just the timing. So when the time pass, you will get more and more confident to speaking on camera. And just a small tip for those who don't know what to speak even in front of the camera, because maybe you want to start your vlog but you don't know from where to start. You can just create for yourself a really good, let's say, video marketing calendar of your vlogs. Put down like 10 topics you want to create. If you don't know from where to get these topics, you can go to Quora and just write down your topic. For example, myself, I can write down like a video, and I will see which kind of questions actually people are asking about videos. And this could help you actually to understand in which directions to go with your topics, what is your audience are interested in. And this is just a way. So practice all the time, create your calendar and start shooting it.
Amazing. I think that's such good advice. You know, it's that whole mindset of don't wait for something to be perfect. You know, just start and you will get better at it over time anyway. I think as well, because there's so much to talk about with the social media piece, that I'd like to just touch first on the whole like finding your niche piece. Because if you're going to start creating video, or you're trying to find a direction to go, or like Anush said, you're going to build out this strategy of the videos you're going to create, it's really important to actually think about who the target audience for that is and what your message to them is. Because I think when you do have a small big budget, it's very important to really be defined in your messaging and to really have a target audience in mind. Because if you try to just do a catch-all approach, you'll catch nothing, essentially. You know, so really think about who is my ideal customer? What do they look like? What do they want to hear? What type of content would they consume? Which social media channels do they spend time on? And then really just focusing on mastering those really well, rather than trying to master everything. Because I think, starting out with a small budget, you can feel very overwhelmed and get lost very quickly if you're trying to invest. We're talking about money, but we have to also remember the time investment. And if you're investing your time in things, how to find the best places to do that. So it's not something we can say now that definitively it's best that you spend your time on LinkedIn or on Instagram, because it really depends where your audience is. So it's worth sitting down and doing that work before you start deciding what you're going to create. What does that look like? Because it will give you real focus.
Yeah, I think some of the you've hit a number of the topics that in situ that I wanted to discuss in terms of like having clear defined objectives. understand what it is your business right now needs to understand, do you need more leads? Do you need to drive more traffic? Do you need to drive awareness around a particular subject matter within your industry? Obviously, a lot of businesses will want revenue and sales. So if it is revenue and sales, then what is your average order value? How much are you willing to pay to get a sale through? And what is the demand or what is the trend right now for particular products that you're offering? How well are they selling? How well are your customers selling? How are you priced? What can you offer the consumer to be able to buy online? A lot of businesses, specifically within e-commerce, and some of our clients that I've seen, especially in the furniture, have gone completely from a store to online, now doing online free delivery, even though it costs quite a lot for them to deliver those products, because they know that with free delivery and no extra cost, they're more likely to convert customers to buy products. So they've changed their model, they've adapted in a way and understood how are we going to get more sales through the site, and adapted their website and focused on clear objectives. And an objective for them is a revenue value. How much revenue do they need to get through their site that they were getting through their store, and they're working to that to help them recover. Having your clear defined objectives will allow you to help you select particular channels, but as we said, we can't tell you which channels to use. But by knowing what you want, for example, if you want lead generation, then you need to be exploring platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn, because they offer lead gen ad formats. And lead gen ad formats, essentially you're going out there and capturing data of a potential customer. So as we all spend time on Facebook and LinkedIn, we will see ads within feed on our mobile. And if someone likes things, clicks on a call to action, it opens up a form which is pre-populated with the information you put on. So it really reduces the amount of time a consumer or potential customer needs to fill in a lot of undated forms, because it takes the data that you pre-fill within your Facebook platform and your LinkedIn profile. And you can capture that. So once they click submit, that can go into your inbox directly, and then you can follow up with a phone call or an email to that prospective client. So if you're trying to get more leads into the business, you need to be looking at channels that allow you to execute on that objective. If you're looking for sales, then you need to be looking at platforms also like Facebook or Instagram, but looking at the shop, you need to be looking at Google Shopping and smart shopping campaigns to help you increase your revenue to your site in terms of getting your product ranked. It really depends on what you're trying to do. Even if you're trying to promote an event, you can get people to sign up for the events through different platforms. If you're trying to share content and blogs, you need to be on platforms like Twitter. If you're just trying to get brand reach, then TikTok right now is expanding with the video elements, and it falls well with what Anush just said around creating video on your mobile platform, because that's what TikTok is perfect for. So your objectives and understanding your niche and what you need to achieve as a business right now will help better guide you within those different platforms in terms of what execution you should be using, because Facebook isn't just organic or paid ads. Facebook gives you so many different objectives that you can optimize toward driving conversions on your website, or capturing lead forms to getting people to sign up for events, or just engage with your brand. So there's so many things you can do on just one platform. Same with LinkedIn. If you don't have a large budget, you could use LinkedIn to drive in-mails. So target the people at the job title level that your existing customers are. So look at your existing customers, for example, what job titles do they have? So for us, it would be like we're looking at people that are marketing managers or marketing directors within companies. You could set that as an audience level targeting and actually just drive in-mails to people that have that job title, offering something of value to them. Don't just drop them an email saying I'm looking to connect. Provide something of value to encourage them to read it. And that's where I think, creating content is going to be key, and how you create that content within those platforms going to be really important, and especially like different types of multi-purpose content for different platforms, because creating content will allow you to not just creating content for one purpose, but creating content that you can use across different channels, across different platforms and different variations.
Absolutely.
Yeah, social media actually giving us another interesting tool is influencers, because if there wasn't social media, there wasn't influencers too. So it is also another way of getting new audience with the help of people who are actually active in social media. So of course, you all said